Today we're looking at the top 10 commanders that most players are building around right now. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order Tarkir Dragonstorm, Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy, or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to the special Commander Top 10 list. Today we're going to look at the top 10 most built around commanders currently according to EDHREC.com. They're not a sponsor or anything, but it is a great site to share commander decks and pull up deck information in real time. I thought it would be fun to periodically use them as a resource and check in to see what players out there are bringing to the commander table. One quick thing before we get started, I did want to say thank you to one of our silver patrons, and that is Joseph. Joseph, thank you so much for your support on Patreon. It goes a really long way to helping the channel. I truly could not do this without viewers like yourself. So thank you, Joseph. And now without any further ado, let's get to the top 10. Number 10 is Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. The Devil Master's printing of this card made it more accessible and more affordable. Atraxa builds are all about proliferating counters, which means there are multiple directions you can go with them. One of the most popular courses of action, however, poison counters. Typically those decks will run a lot of cards with Toxic or Infect, and they lean hard on those counters for their win condition. I've also seen some cool Planeswalker-centric builds that focus on proliferating loyalty counters for value. Other builds focus on Phyrexians or +1/+1 counters, among other strategies. Ultimately though, Atraxa Praetor's Voice has been a popular commander choice since it was released originally with Commander 2016's Breed Lethality deck. All these years later, it's still making the top 10. Number 9 is Krenko Mob Boss. This has been reprinted a lot, which means it's very accessible and very affordable. In fact, it was just reprinted again in Magic Foundations, and you can get those copies for $1 or $2. Now, if you're a frequent viewer of our Market Watch videos, you know that commander players love typal decks, and this heads up many Goblin commander builds. When it comes to strategies, there are some small variations on the concept of building a Goblin army. Sometimes you see decks that focus more on tokens or combos or more aggressive versions, but for the most part, what you see is what you get. This card does have a small amount of life outside of Commander 2, where it can show up in Pioneer Mono Red Goblins, for example. Number 8 is Pantlaza, Sun Favored. We actually did a deck tech around this card last week, so if you missed it, check it out. It was a fun build. As you can imagine, this heads up dinosaur typal commander builds, and the one we showcased last week focused on cheating big dinos into play as much as possible. There are other ways to go with your dinosaur strategy though. Some players build a version with Kahila the Orphan Guard as a companion, which opens up avenues so that you don't actually have to use dinosaurs if you don't want to. There's other builds that focus on Blink or Ramp, even Birthing Pod. But again, for the most part, you know what you're gonna get when you see Pantlaza hit the table. Number 7, Mendicant Core Guidelight. This is a new card from Aetherdrift's main set that has a lot of commander players interested in building a new type of artifact deck. We made a video a couple weeks ago where we built a deck around Mendicant, so again, go back and check it out if you didn't see it. Many of these builds feel like traditional artifact decks, but there are many variations out there that drill down and focus in on more specific artifact strategies, like affinity, artifact tokens, or vehicles, for example. When it comes to the Aetherdrift main set, this has been the most popular choice for Commander, but one of the Commander decks from Aetherdrift has made a big splash in the format too. Number 6 is Temet Noctamon's Will. This is the front-facing commander from Aetherdrift's Eternal Might deck. We did do an upgrade video on this deck recently. Not surprisingly, this is hot since it is a zombie, but the card does bring an interesting twist to zombie decks by encouraging you to draw cards in order to buff your army. Or you can use discarding to your advantage, which may lead to discard madness or reanimator strategies, for example. Many players still just go for a traditional zombie build or for zombie tokens, but there are some interesting places you can take zombie typal with this commander. Alright, quickly before we get into the top 5, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order Tarkir Dragonstorm or Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy products. Plus, they have a lot of other great things on their website, Magic related and otherwise. Remember, if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles, Shipping will be free in the United States. And if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 5. Number 5 is Thrasios Triton Hero. The only widely circulated version of this card was the original one from the Commander 2016 and Tropic Uprising Commander deck. Since then, it has appeared in Commander Legends as an edge foil, and it was a special guest in the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Because of the limited availability, this card carries a decent price tag ranging between $15 and $40 depending on which version you want. Thrasios does have some life as a partner in 1v1 dual commander, but it has always been a hot card in regular commander as well. You can partner this with a variety of commanders, which does open your builds up to various strategies, but the most popular partner is Tymna the Weaver. More on that card in a moment. As a standalone commander, the most popular direction for this is Merfolk Typal, but I've seen other strategies used too, like Lands Matter, Birthing Pod, or Landfall for example. I feel like this is due to be reprinted again sometime soon, but I guess we'll see. Number 4, you knew this had to be here, the Dragon. This is the most popular Dragon Typal commander, and it only has 3 printings. Originally, it was the front-facing commander for the Commander 2017 Draconic Domination deck. Then it was reprinted in one of the original Secret Layers, Kaleidoscope Killers, and finally, most recently, it was in Commander Masters. This is an expensive card ranging from $35 to $115 depending on which copy you want. Now, there are some different avenues you can go down with the Dragon, like shapeshifters or treasure tokens, but dragons are an exciting creature type and most players go with a traditional dragon build with this commander. One of the reasons this is extra hot right now though is the upcoming Tarkir Dragonstorm set. Only a few cards have been revealed so far, but we've already seen some cool dragons and solid dragon support, including these cards here: Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant, Stormscale Scion, Chico Paragon of the Way, and Mox Jasper all from the main set, plus these 2 cards from Commander Products, Beator Ancient's Voice, and Taval the Balanced Scale. And you know, there's a lot more cards like this on the way. If the Dragon is not reprinted somewhere soon, the card could get quite a bit more expensive. Coming in at number 3 is Tymna the Weaver. This was printed in the Commander 2017 Open Hostility deck and then reprinted 1 time as an edge foil in Commander Legends. Either copy will run you between $40 and $50. It does feel like this is long overdue for a reprint. Like I said earlier, this is paired frequently with Thrasios Triton Hero in both regular and 1v1 dual commander. However, this is also paired many times with Crom Ludwig's Opus. Again, being able to partner with a variety of commanders does allow for a lot of flexibility in your deck builds, which is nice. The most popular strategy in decks where this is the standalone commander is life gain, but there are other ways to go, like clerics for example. Number 2, Edgar Markov. Finally, this was reprinted in Innistrad Remastered. Prior to that, it was the front-facing commander in the Commander 2017 Vampiric Bloodlust deck, and it was released as a Judge promo, but that's it. That Judge promo is still over $200, but the other copies are more affordable thanks to Innistrad Remastered. They're ranging between $30 and $75 depending on which one you want. Since this has become more accessible, many players are building around it currently. Most of the time, they're creating traditional vampire decks. They can focus on life gain, vampire tokens, aggro, aristocrats, +1/+1 counters, or other strategies. Check out our Commander Deck Tech video to see how we went about making our Edgar build. This is going to be a popular commander for the foreseeable future. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Hashatan Scarab's Fist. This is the backup commander from the Aether Drift Eternal Might deck, and right now, this is the legendary creature being built around the most. It's even seeing a little 1v1 dual commander play. Sure, you could just build a zombie deck around this and call it a day, but the most popular choices for strategies include Discard, Reanimator, or Combo, for example. There are actually a ton of directions you could go with this, and I think that is part of the appeal. It's a new card, so it could very well be the flavor of the month, but I wouldn't be shocked if this sticks around the commander table for a while. Alright, that's going to do it for this special top 10. Hopefully you saw something here that piques your interest. Maybe you can try out a new commander build in the coming weeks. I actually found this information very interesting when I was putting it together. There were a few surprises on the list for me. A few that I knew had to be there, right? Like the Dragon. But anyway, until next time, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe. and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.